Already there.
Hello and welcome to the Squeaky Bum Time Podcast with Mike and Laurent. It is Friday, January 14th. Happy birthday, Etienne. In this episode, the potpourri of football continues. Premier League, Carabao Cup, and Africa. What the fuck? But Mike, first, it's North London Derby weekend, NLD, not to be confused with MLK weekend. Is it in the face or an in the face avoidance? How are you feeling about Spurs coming off the loss from the Carabao? Probably didn't think you were going to win, but now heading in. So having Arsenal at home after getting killed in the first leg, this is a big game for you.
Not
How are
great,
you
Bob.
feeling? Not great. Okay.
I don't know if there's any realistic or otherwise even Tottenham fan on the planet that's going into this game against Arsenal, especially having our teeth kicked in earlier in the season. Granted, it was the Nuno Spurs and all that shit, but Arsenal have a way to play, and Arsenal are hungry,
And just
and
coming off
Spurs don't have either of those things.
and I think coming off a really fucking good performance.
Yeah.
But not a good performance in terms of football, but a spirited performance.
Yeah, no, like that's going to lift you, and that's like they're going to have great training sessions. If they do before the game on Sunday, I guess, but they're going to be really up for it on Sunday. They're going to come to our house and they're going to be ready for the game, and
it may be canceled
because of
Arsenal.
COVID.
Yes, Arsenal is
God
talking
willing.
about having very few players, and
that would be just terrible. Let me tell you. No, I would love that, to be quite honest. But
yeah, you don't. Your team doesn't feel good right now, right?
No, we don't. We're perfectly fucking healthy. We just don't feel good about ourselves. Our self-esteem is down, right?
Yeah.
And if I were going to this game, as I know 60,000-ish people will be going, and many of those being Spurs supporters, right? There's the trepidation. There's the you don't even want to get out of bed on Monday morning to go to work. Like that's the feeling that Spurs fans have getting up and going to the stadium on Sunday, I think. And I worry that, if there's a slow start in that game, even if Arsenal have the first good, opportunity and it fizzes 20 yards wide, then there's going to be a groan, and the whole stadium is just going to sit on its hands. I'd like to think that because it's a North London derby, the fans will bring it, the team will bring it, but there's also there's rumors of like a Levy out campaign and like rally and stuff like that, and like a walkout or something like that. And this is not the game to be doing this, because Arsenal will punch you right in the mouth. So I don't feel good. I mean, why? There's no reason to feel good. I don't know. And I think Sonny has COVID right now. I don't know what the story is with that. Maybe he could be back on Sunday. But yeah, I mean, we put out a pretty putrid side against Chelsea, and Chelsea did to bad sides what they do, right? They scored a goal early, and then they were like, well, technically we're up 3-0 on aggregate. Fuck you.
Yeah, they
and I turned it off.
Yeah, so let's sort of set the stage, because that takes us into today's Arsenal-Liverpool game. You were down 2-0 after the first game, which they didn't score great goals, but you were never really in, I'd say. It's just a difference in class. Like, Chelsea are just flat out better than where Spurs are right now. And I don't think that's a big deal. I think there's a top 3, and then there's a next 6.
Yeah, as we've said many times.
Yeah. So, and that's fine, and that's okay, and you're there, and you're out. So, but the second semifinal, which is 2 legs, had Arsenal going to Liverpool. This is Liverpool's first game without Salah and Mane, who are both in the African Cup of Nations, which is right now just the bizarro hole.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a sec.
Like, we think CONCACAF is weird. Wait till Africa's right. Like, hold my juju beads. So there's that happening. But what happens is Liverpool are playing. They're doing their thing. A ball over the top in like the 15th minute. I could look it up, but I don't have to. Granit Xhaka running full speed to pick up Jota. Ramsdale is coming out. He's the last defender, Xhaka. He basically has the problem he always has. He's never athletic enough, and he has to commit stupid fouls and then wonder why it happens. He basically kicks Jota in the chest. Last man in defense, straight red. He's gone. So before the box, so the ensuing kick, nothing happens, but Arsenal go down to 10 and they put in a defensive performance, a fighting performance, and in fact looked more likely to score than Liverpool with 10. Because Liverpool,
and
without their guys, it makes a fucking difference.
And this was what? This was right around the 20th or so minute, maybe a little bit later than that.
Yeah.
So there was a serious chunk of game left for Liverpool to find a way to get one through.
Yeah, the
and
24th minute.
Basically
I mean, they basically went for, 70 minutes.
Yeah. And they had 17 shots on goal. Excuse me. They had 17 shots. No, they had 17 shots. They had one shot on target the entire game.
Yeah.
So Liverpool, I mean, we've been talking about it for a while now. Here we are. No Mane, no Salah, no party.
Yeah.
There is no joy in Mudville right now for the Reds, and it's going to get worse before it gets better for them.
And to be fair, Arsenal did not have its midfield because Partey's out playing in Africa as well. So it was Xhaka and Sambi Lokonga. And Nketiah was up front as well. So it was not a great Arsenal group either. Rob Holding, Nuno Tavares, and Callum Chambers all came on. So you had the sort of ghost of managers pass all roll in. And it was a defensive effort that Arsenal literally didn't have the ball. They had 29% possession and something you'll never see, a pass completion rate of 49%. Woof. What does that mean? They literally are just hoofing the ball deep and hoping someone gets on the ball. It was a weird game where it was boring, but from the Arsenal perspective, they can say we went to Anfield and played 70 minutes down a man and got a result. And that is a building experience. Now, I think it's a building experience if and only if they get through. Or they play well in the North.
Yeah, I don't think
they have to beat you. I don't think they have to beat Spurs this weekend, but they have to play well. It can't just be they played this game, it was heroic, and then they go get killed by
Well,
Spurs.
That's such an Arsenal thing, right? So as it stands, for fifth place right now, as you hear my dog lose his fucking mind in the background.
It's okay.
Assist to my wife for not being here. Anyway, 2 points ahead with and Spurs have 2 games in hand, right? So This is a big one. If you can first of all, if you can get a result out of this at all on the road, you consider that absolutely 10 out of 10 times a good result for Arsenal. But if you can beat them, if you can go 5 points clear, and you really knock Spurs down a peg, not just emotionally, but like literally at the table now.
Yeah.
Even with the 2 games in hand, you could say Spurs could technically six more points. They'll be ahead of them still. But okay, you've done the double over them.
Mm-hmm.
You've emphatically announced your presence into the top 4 race, and that will put you probably, or potentially, depending on what West Ham does, into the top 4, right? So, so there's a lot at stake, for both teams in this game. I just feels like Arsenal have more to lose and more to gain, and by that stretch, they're going to be up for it more.
Yeah, I mean, this is a traditionally big game. So just to be clear, we went from Arsenal playing in the Carabao Cup being really heroic. Then they've got to go to White Hart Lane and play on Sunday, getting that extra day to rest. But I do think that it is a matter. The Liverpool result means nothing if they lose.
Yeah.
If a draw means they carry on and they can feel good.
Well, no, like you said, it's 2 inflection points. If you lose on Sunday, but you beat Liverpool in the second leg, then that's a heroic performance, and you're in the final of a cup, right?
Yeah,
so
counts.
So
don't get killed by Chelsea, by the way.
Oh. Yeah.
But let's go through a couple other games that I think are super duper interesting. So we have a lot going on. We had games that were for last week for makeups. I just want to give a shout out to West Ham, who, granted, they beat Norwich. That's fine. Norwich are terrible. However, this is the Jared Bowen game. He was incredible. And as you know, when I scout a guy from the championship and he comes up, I stick with him.
Yep.
And that performance was incredible. He could have had, like, if you watch the 12-minute highlight on NBCSN, it's all Bowen. He is involved in everything. He gets an offside goal. He gets a VAR goal. He hits the post. He hits the crossbar. He scores 2 goals. He sets up the other one. I mean, he's just all over this game. Mm-hmm. He's now, I believe, up to 8-8. So he's on 8 goals, 8 assists, which for a winger is really fucking good. And the rumors of him going to Liverpool, especially the way things are right now, he's on 8-8 all competitions, not in the Premier League. In the Premier League, he's on 5-7. But for a guy 24 years old, for a player out of West Ham, that is a good team. I think if we sleep on West Ham and don't give them their due, they will come and bite us in the ass. Of the teams that are in the fight, if we say it's Arsenal, Spurs, Man United, these are the teams that by right should be in the top 4, right? Let's say.
Yeah.
Well, Arsenal and Liverpool, Arsenal. Well, anyway, West Ham are probably the most cohesive unit, have a lot of the right age, mature players, good coach. Everything on their side checks the box. Their question marks, they have less question marks than all the other teams.
Yeah, that's fair.
But they don't have as much talent and they don't have as much depth.
They are the most complete team of the 4 of those, without question.
Their ceiling is lowest.
Yes. And I'd say Arsenal is probably the second most complete team, which is fucking incredible.
And their ceiling is highest? No. United's ceiling is highest.
Yeah, definitely. But Spurs and United, and it should be United and then Spurs, have exponentially more talent than either of those teams.
But what you have is you have the best coach.
And we have right. So,
and would you say you have the best player out of the group?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo, but like
historically, but I don't think Cristiano's as good as Harry Kane is now.
I'll take that.
If you're United, would you rather have Kane or Cristiano?
You'd rather have Kane.
Exactly.
You know what? And they're not going to admit it. They'll never fucking say that out loud. But yeah, I mean,
Fame's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, you know what I'd rather have than either a fucking attacking midfielder. Anyway, you know what? I really
maybe you can get Pogba and Conte back together.
God.
Oh my God, that would be amazing!
I would fly to London just to punch that idiot in the face for wearing our shirt. I really want to talk about Southampton and Brentford because I'm upset with Brentford, but
do it. No, let's do it.
No, I'm going to come back to that because we really can't go any further into the show without talking about what the fuck happened in Africa a few days ago. Okay,
so it's Mali, Tunisia.
Waited 13 minutes.
Right. So let's take a step back. First of all the games in the AFCON have been bad. All either 0-0s or 1-0s. So I mean, I'll do a quick run through of scores just to give people where they are.
Do the countries.
There's wait a minute. Is it just wait a minute? I got to see the complete table. It's showing only 2. They are 4. Wait a minute. There are 1, 2, 8. It goes up to F. How many letters is that? 5 groups of 4? There's 24. Anyway, there's 4 teams in each group. In Group A, Cameroon is in first with 2 wins ahead of Burkina Faso, Cape Verde, Ethiopia rounding it out. In Group B, Senegal has a win with Guinea and Zimbabwe. Malawi has lost all their games, and they probably won't win anything. Morocco in Group C with Gabon and Ghana. That's the group of death to me. Gabon, where Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is. Nigeria, Sudan, Burkina Faso, and Egypt. Egypt took the loss against Nigeria. That was a huge game. My beloved Cote d'Ivoire, the War Elephants, and Yaya Toure are ahead of Algeria, the favorites who won the last one, with Sierra Leone and Equatorial Guinea. And rounding out Group F, where the madness happened, Mali is ahead with by virtue of their 1-goal win against Tunisia. Oh no, Mali beat Tunisia 1-0 on a game that only had 85 minutes played.
Yes, so thank you for setting up. And by the way, I think they're technically all groups of death to some degree in Africa.
Meaning someone might kill you.
Yes, every single game. And somebody's going to die in this story. So Mali, Tunisia, relatively uneventful first half, 0-0. There was a VAR review and a penalty that was given to Mali, I believe.
Yes, but the penalty was saved.
Mali, no. They get a VAR review.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Mali goes ahead from Abraham Kone on a penalty. Yes,
and the final 20 minutes of this game, there is video of this, and it is truly, truly remarkable. Apparently, there was a water break around 75th minute because it's very hot.
First of all, it is very hot. It's like 85 degrees.
And that's okay.
Jungle.
So just for context, right? There's a VAR review. There's a water break. So right away, you're looking towards the end of the game. You're like, all right, there's probably gonna be like 5 minutes of extra time. I say 5 minutes specifically. You keep going, and there was apparently another penalty that you said was saved, correct?
Yes, Wabi Kazri.
So yes,
player. I know who that is.
Yeah. Right, there it is. So Tunisia gets a penalty for handball. Mali stops it, so it's still 1-0 Mali. Amazing, great, okay. Into the final 5 minutes of action. Now again, 2 penalties and a water break to this point. In the 85th minute, for reasons completely unknown, the referee blows the full-time whistle in the technically 86th minute.
Yes.
The Tunisia coaching staff is like, "Are you what? What the fuck? What are you talking about?
What is happening?"
So just after that, Mali gets a red card, straight red card for a relatively vanilla challenge. Not a big deal, but this guy gets
sent review off. He does not overturn it.
Right. Oh, sorry. So by the way, the match continued going, right? Like the ref goes, "Oh, fuck, my bad. I totally forgot there was 5 minutes left of regular time in this game.
Yeah.
Carry on as you were, friends." Like I said, moments later, Mali gets a straight red. They review this too. So if you're keeping score at home, that is multiple VAR reviews, multiple penalties, and a stoppage for a water break. All that would be taking
Not
time
only
off
that, all the subs are in this half.
Right.
There's 10 subs.
10 substitutions.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're talking about, if you told me, and forget the first 85th minute stoppage, full time, whatever. If you told me that there was 12 minutes of extra time added to this game, I'd be like, that makes a lot of sense.
I think reasonably in a Premier League game or something like that, this is a weak 5 or a strong 8. Like if they were being chintzy.
Sure, but I could see 10, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Like there's not a number that you'd be like, oh, that's too much. You're like, no, there's fucking really been a lot of time wasted.
So the guy blows full time on 90 minutes.
No.
With no added time.
89 minutes and 40 seconds are on the clock. Now, if you're listening to the show, you know very well if there's a 1-0 game in either direction, your team is either winning or losing. What do you do right around the end of the 89th minute? You go to look at the fourth official because you go, how much time is going to be added on? Now, additionally,
he's getting the board ready.
Right. He's getting the board ready. And by the way, Tunisia is up a man this whole time. So they're like, give us all the time in the world. We're going to get this equalizer. Right. We're not Liverpool. Hey, so 89 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock, just at the time where you're going to look over to the fourth official. The referee blows his whistle for full time. No additional time was added. Once again, Tunisia's coaching staff loses their fucking minds for real this time. They're like, are you going nuts? Understandably.
It gets better.
And it does get better.
They go in to do the freaking post-game interviews, and the referee staff tells them to come on out. We're going to play.
Yeah, we're going to keep playing.
Mali comes out. No sign of Tunisia.
Tunisia goes, you know what? Go fuck yourselves. We've done this enough already.
Tunisia did say they would play.
Yeah.
And then changed their mind.
Well, because apparently they were going to give him like 3 minutes of extra time or something like that.
Yeah.
So they're like, go fuck yourself. Save yourself the 3 minutes. This is ridiculous.
So we don't know what happened with this referee. So this guy, the irony of it
He's
is
in a body bag somewhere.
Gianni Zikazwi is actually, no irony here at all, a math teacher. So who has actually refereed like in the World Cup? Like he's a legit, real referee. Now I'm going with this story. Apparently, during one of the VAR checks, one, he couldn't find the screen, like he wandered past it. Two, the stadiums are barely functional. Like there are no signs that have the time up. This is like pre-1950s. Like no one knows how much time there is.
This is
the only reason anyone knows is people are doing it on their phones and doing time on their own. Like when you fuck around and they say that whatever. So there's a lot of non-information going on. Everyone's freaking out. But I buy the narrative that something was wrong with the ref. And if there was something wrong with the ref, he shouldn't have been out there. But
like he had a stroke? Like what?
Heat stroke, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see it, I suppose.
That is odd behavior. Especially like
what if he had the shit?
Right, like he's just blowing it was like I get the fuck out of here.
I gotta fucking go, guys.
Now, we are making we make fun of these things because it's sort of unfortunate, but I think, there's a lot of narrative among the Western countries about, are we covering this enough? Are we making this important enough? It's as big as the Champions League. It's as big as whatever.
Well, I would say we were amongst that, by the way, in our last episode.
But here's the thing, and it's unfortunate, but I have to say it this way because I like to tell it like it is. If it's important, Africa, I'm going to look at the camera. You have to take it that it's important. You can't have half-finished stadiums that you had 3 years to finish. You can't have referees blowing games, regardless of whether it's sick. You want us to treat it as a professional event? You have to be professional.
Yeah.
So I'm not upset at CAF and the African Federation. I'm just like, listen, how do you want us to react when you've made yourself into a clown?
Yeah.
Right? Like, we can't take this seriously if you can't get basics of the game right. Like, fine, let's say he made a mistake and blew it twice. Somebody take charge and be like, yo, I'm reffing the rest of this game. Right? Is there something wrong with him? Like, if you can't notice that, or the officials can't notice it, this is what I'm saying. Like, you want to be taken seriously. You want to be important. You don't want your European clubs to be like, hey, why don't you not go to that? Because now they can go, why don't you not go to that? They barely have referees.
Yeah.
There's barely a bathroom in these stadiums. They're not finished. So this is the part that, nationalism aside, I get it. It's important, but now you can understand why people are like, this is fucking fucked up.
Well, as we said on I think the last show 2 episodes ago, we want to be excited for this. First of all, I love big international soccer, right?
It's awesome.
Like big matches like this. And as we said, there's more star power in this tournament than there is at like the Gold Cup, right?
For sure.
The Asian Federation's version of it, like without question. It's literally Sonny and everybody else, right? So like from a world perspective, these are not I think the depth falls off pretty aggressively.
Probably the third best region in the world.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
After Europe and South America.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's pretty good.
No, that's nothing to shake a stick at for sure.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is that like obviously the depth is questionable and all that stuff, but you've got it's almost like there's like a bunch of teams that are basically African Wales, right? You've got like one star and a bunch of Ben Davies running around.
Who Mali has? They have my boy. They better take care of him. Fucking East Basuma is out there kicking ass.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they brought him on second half. He went fucking bonkers.
Yeah,
go kick some ass. But you know how like how you saw Højbjerg playing offensive? You're like, wait, you're supposed to be a holding midfielder. He's playing an attacking role and he's just fucking kicking ass.
Well, that's the thing is that these you take on different roles amongst these teams because unlike, and this is gonna sound from the Department of Redundancy department, but like You don't have your pick of the litter of who you get to choose and sign and play. You have who was fucking born there, unless you're France, and then you get to basically pillage all of fucking Africa. But
and then supply all of Africa,
and then give them back when they came back. Yeah. But it creates a need for positional creativity, like
the most famous one was John Obi Mikel, who for Nigeria was like a number 10 who fucking kicked ass. And then at Chelsea, he was just a holding destroyer.
He's a 6. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, it speaks to, and again, the quality of play versus the club game, and this is true with the World Cup, this is true everywhere, is lower, right? The high level, it's a higher level of play when the teams are fucking stacked, frankly, which makes all the sense in the world. That's not speaking poorly of anybody or anything.
It's a weak link sport.
No. I know. But
drink.
Yeah, right. Yeah, drink for that. But in doing that, it creates these opportunities, these storylines.
Yeah.
And by the way, these guys are all still professional footballers, right? So they can play that role. It's just they're really good at this role.
Why Maradona becomes a legend, because everything went through him and he got to be the greatest player ever and just frozen in time.
Right.
Anyway, so we should pivot back to our frozen friends in the north.
Yeah, let's do that. So, all right, I have some bones to pick with Brentford because they just, it was a fun summer fling. We both had a good time, but it's time to go, Robbie.
I have a stat for you.
Go for it.
On Southampton that'll blow your mind. You ready? First of all, Southampton are like the most up and down team in the league. Like they're likely to beat United and then lose 5-0. Like they can just put in some shocking performances
on both sides. Yeah.
The stat for Southampton is they have been in the lead by total time for the 6th best in the league.
Wow.
So their underlying value of how many games they've blown, they have been in the lead for the 6th most amount. So they're playing in that Brighton-y, what we think Hasenhüttl will have the team at. So he's more in the Wolves, Brighton, Leicester zone, where he is now, but we don't think of him because he's -6. But they are underlying a better team than what they've shown. And probably Brentford's overperforming. So they're kind of where they should be. And Brentford losing 4-1 on the road to Southampton is not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world, but like it feels like
it's becoming a lot.
It feels like Brentford is, even the thumbnail for the extended highlights is Tony getting bossed around by, I don't even know.
Bednarik.
No, Lianco.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on, Ivan. Get your shit together, man.
I think the thing that's happening with Southampton is they've pieced together the replacement for Ings in Broha and Adams. They're both turned it around. Again, I pointed out when Raya went down, Fernandez is a bad goalkeeper. He was at fault for one of the goals. He was an own goal, and he came flying out on the Che Adams goal. So he's hurting Brentford. There's no doubt about that.
Sure.
And they're not good enough to carry a shit keeper.
You're missing the biggest piece, though, for Southampton. James Ward-Prowse is unconscious the last month.
He's back. So. He's back, baby.
He's been unbelievable.
I think about him being on like Spurs or something, but now I don't want him to ever go to Spurs.
I mean, I don't.
He would be so good at Spurs.
I don't even know what the fuck I want anymore. You know, after I got to watch Harry Kane and Eric fucking Dyer hit the wall on every free kick since the beginning of goddamn time, since Eriksson left.
Yeah.
Man, would he be awesome? Just I don't even care where he plays. James, wherever you fucking want to play there. I don't care. Even if you suck when the ball's in play, fine. He would be a market improvement for Tottenham just from dead ball. From dead ball scenarios.
2 seasons without missing a minute.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. But what I'm telling you is
insane.
He could do it right here. He could come over here, have a good 6 months, and then be actually quietly shitty for 6 months, and then be shit for a whole year. And I'd still be happy about it because his quality from corners and from free kicks is arguably the best in the world right now. And that's something that, like, when Tottenham, here's the thing, Harry Kane gets into dangerous positions in and around the box, but a lot of times he gets fouled, clipped, nicked, and Sonny does too, and Lucas to a lesser extent. But there's these plays that go to complete shit. It's almost as if it's like Hack-a-Shack at this point. Like, foul them. Oh, they're outside the box. Foul them. Nothing's going to happen, right?
A lot of teams
one of
have
the penalties against Chelsea, right? You were down 1-0. You're down 3-0 in aggregate. You need something fast, and you get a penalty. You're like, all right, maybe this is a lifeline, and they take it away, and because the foul was outside the box, fine. That should still be a scoring chance, not just a collective groan.
With James Ward-Prowse, they really all are at that range. They are
exactly
dangerous.
Yes.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Okay, so you've had your Brighton. Can I talk about the secret underground derby that's going to happen tomorrow? Brighton versus Crystal Palace.
Please do.
Yes. So for people that don't know, Brighton and Crystal Palace are very close to each other, probably like 30 miles. They have some historical.
Which, by the way, for England is far.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's even less. Maybe it's 20 miles. They have some historical League Two fights. They hate each other, so this should be very salty. Crystal Palace coming off the Millwall game with Olise. Keep an eye on Olise because the African Cup of Nations, Zaha is not there. Jordan Ayew's not there. He will be playing out on the wing. He is a hell of a player. Again, these are my sons from the championship that I keep my eye on. They're by the way, it's no secret how I keep my eye on them. Go to championship stats, sort by under 23, and then look for goals. Very easy.
Or in my case with Harvey Barnes, when he was there with shots. Guys who are fearless and shoot.
And young.
and young. Right, exactly. That's how I found Harvey Barnes.
So that's the Friday game. Then Saturday early game.
A possible title decider, effectively.
Yeah, I mean, if Chelsea, everyone in the world will be rooting for Chelsea to beat Manchester City the Etihad.
Not everyone.
No, I think anyone who doesn't hate Chelsea. So it's probably 50-50. No, but
right. I was going to say a lot of people.
No. I mean, there's such a deep rooted. I mean, there's a dislike of Manchester City and its lack of personality. People just want a race to happen. We don't want the Premier League to become end up like the Bundesliga. I don't think it will. I think it's largely on Pep. Pep is that good. I think a different coach in City is not this good, to be frank. But, City are on 10 in a row. Chelsea coming off of, some, sorry to say, pretty easy games against Tottenham.
That's exactly how I would describe it.
I don't know if City will have the intensity. This is the type of game that City fuck up. But the reverse leg at Chelsea was the best game of the season. City annihilated Chelsea. They made them look like children. That was when we thought Chelsea was the best team in the world and they were going to win the league. And City said, not so fast, my friend. Yeah. As long as the only thing I'll be looking for is if Rodri is not in this fucking team, I'm going to shit myself.
Yeah, I was going to say this is
classic
basically
Pep fuck up.
This game feels right. And tell me if I'm wrong. This feels at this juncture a lot like the final did last year.
Yes.
You're like, we've got him. We're going to play our game and we're going to fucking go take this goddamn thing.
No. If Pep has learned his lesson. Please.
Yes, that's what I mean.
He's got to just not fuck with the back four. Like it's got to be Cancelo, Walker, Diaz, Laporte, Rodri, and then the rest, the front five.
It almost doesn't matter.
That part doesn't matter, right? But that five is the most important part.
Watch him start Zach Steffen instead of Ederson.
Stupid shit. I mean, there'll be no Mahrez, I know. So the English guys will get their burn.
Foden.
We'll see Foden. We'll probably see Grealish. By the way, KDB is just like on fire right now. He's trying to make those passes and doesn't look slow and bloated and like he's on painkillers anymore.
Yeah,
because he probably isn't. I think he came back hurt from whatever happened in the summer or the final. I think he played with the ankle.
He was hurt in the final,
then
and
the
he played
Rudiger
through
elbow. By the way, I will be looking for, if City get up and have control, someone to fuck Rudiger up. That will show me something.
That would make me so happy.
Like,
who's your man? Wait, who's your assignment man?
It's City go to a double pivot. They pull Bernardo out. They go Fernandinho, Rodri, and Fernandinho just fucking lays him out.
Love that.
And then smiles and tries to help him up.
Yeah.
But I need some fucking blood. Either that, or you know what, Kevin De Bruyne, you badass motherfucker, kick him yourself.
Go get him back.
I mean, Rodri. The thing is, Rudiger is one big fucking German.
He's a solid piece of shit, man. He really is.
So I'll be looking for that. That's one of the subplots of the game. Then we've got we had some games we were covering, but we've got Newcastle Watford. This is a must win for Newcastle. If there was ever a must win.
Yeah, this is a relegation. This is a definition of a relegation 6-pointer.
But this is like, they've got the moves, they've got the transfers in, they've brought in Chris Wood, $25 million on a release clause that Burnley didn't even know he had. They were like, what? What do you mean?
Yeah. Watford have dropped 6 on the bounce, 7 if you count the FA Cup against Leicester.
Yeah, I mean, they're bad, but
but
Newcastle are the worst team in the league.
But that's what I mean. Like, this is a game where both teams go, we need to win this game. And this is going to be one where, I mean, smart money's on the draw, I suppose, after saying this, but like, both teams are going to say, we need 3 points from this. So I don't think, at least to begin the game, either team will sit back and defend.
I'm not even being funny. You're going to hear it here first. If Watford lose this game, Ranieri gets fired.
That basically wouldn't surprise me at all, based on what Watford,
because there's really, I mean, this is it. Leeds are 6 points clear from Watford. It's these 4. It's going to be 3 from these 4. Leeds aren't going down. Everton aren't going down. Villa aren't going down. Brentford aren't going down. The bottom 4 of this league are the only weak teams in this group.
Yep.
So they just need to fight for each other. And I love that Newcastle took Wood off Burnley. You want to not get relegated? Instead of trying to beat someone, fucking cap them.
Make your competition worse.
Yeah, kneecap them, right? Yeah. This is how City grew. This is the map. City were behind Aston Villas of the world. They were behind Villa for years. Villa was sort of where City was in the Spurs spot in the 6 to 10 range. And City just kept buying players off them. They needed to pass Arsenal. City started buying Arsenal players to get into the top 4. You just pick them off.
Yeah.
You buy players to steal. This is how Bayern basically win the Bundesliga all the time. Mm-hmm. They don't let anyone get close to them. Right. So this Watford Newcastle game, I'll be watching. I hope that I want Newcastle to stay in the league, although it would be funny if they lost.
I don't, because I'm not against the whole takeover thing and all that stuff. I just think that would be hilarious that they would go down. And I look at what they're going to, like, the war chest that they're going to come into this summer with versus Tottenham. It's the dog meme, right? It's like the big meme, like, oh, Newcastle. And then like Dane Levy's like, hello, with his little newspaper, like, oh, what's going on today?
Yeah. The thing is, it does require infrastructure. Like, having seen City grow, I think the infrastructure and the work taken to make the super rich team function and work is much harder than I think people give credit for. Like, what's happened at Chelsea and what's happened at Manchester City is the outlier. Because look at Everton. Everton has the same oil money as all the other teams. It's a catastrophe. The guy who bought QPR, Fernandez, they made a fucking documentary about it, and he went into financial fair play fucking death hole, and they're still in the championship, and they spent billions. So there is an infrastructure piece that makes it work.
But being in the Premier League and then spending that money, and I don't think Kieran Trippier and Chris Wood are the answer necessarily.
Yes, but Kieran Trippier to Chris Wood in crossing the ball is an answer.
Sure. But what I'm saying is, all you have to do, like, you're going to take steps. You're not going to overnight become Chelsea or City.
It's going to take forever.
You need to take steps. The first step is an incredibly important one because if you don't take it, then you're going to set yourself back 2, maybe 3 years. And the first step, all it is getting past Watford. And then the next step is getting past the Evertons, Villas, and Brentfords of the world, getting into the higher end of the bottom, the back of the table. You know what I mean?
I think we've talked about this before, but to get to 50 points is achievable. Then the next step is to stay at 50 points. Getting to 70 per season is really hard. That takes a lot of money.
We've talked about it.
The exponential cost of getting from 70 to 80 and then 80 to 85, where you can start to challenge for the league, and then the 85 to 90 range where Liverpool and City are, is so fucking hard. You need money, infrastructure, coaching. You need it all to line up.
You need all of it, right?
Right. So, like, if you think about late Wenger got Arsenal to about 65 to 75 on a yearly basis
every year. Yeah.
Which was really good. But it's not going to challenge. So it's going to take a long time, and it's really hard, and you need a lot of luck. Yeah. Wolves, Southampton, I don't want to talk about that. Everton, Norwich, don't want to talk about that one either. Burnley, Leicester, meh. Villa, United. There's a fucking good game.
It's gonna be
So that is the late game on Saturday. They just played each other.
This could be Philippe Coutinho's debut.
This could
be. In fact, I expect it to be.
Right? Coutinho's debut, along with Luka Dean, who they grab off Everton because Rafa Benitez didn't have enough talented players that he could just, you don't run hard enough. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Not smart, because I don't know if you paid attention to this. Luka Dean was the offensive fullback that Spurs needs. Right? Right. He's like a shitty, he's one of those Spanish really good wingers that you see. You're just like, oh God, he's so good. Is he bad defensively? Sure, but he can cross a ball. He can make a
most fullbacks are bad defensively.
Now they are, because they're not. Yeah. That's not their job anymore. But it depends how you play, right? So I think if Spurs had him, he'd be a wing back.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's a big game. There was a little bit of chatter. Cristiano Ronaldo backs Rangnick in that he literally says things like, "The coach is doing the right things. Motherfuckers need to learn to work." I was like, "Oh, Ronaldo, cool." So he did this interview. His teeth are immaculate. He looks like he's had plastic surgery. He's llooking fucking weird. I'm not looking forward to.
Is he looking more and more like the bust? Maybe that was just a preview of what he'll look like when he gets older.
And then Sunday we have Sunday we've got the North London derby, but we have the rematch of the 3-3 Liverpool Brentford. This is where your beloved Brentford, can they find some fight at Anfield?
No.
I now think Brentford has a shot because no Salah, no Mane, no Partey. I don't see why Brentford could get a draw.
But they conceded 4 to Southampton. Like,
Southampton were good.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, they played Brentford bothers me because they're just they haven't shown up. They were okay against City and they lost 1-0.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I'm looking at
you were looking for 10 goals at least from Tony, and he's not looking like he's going to get
not at all. They snuck past Watford about a month ago, right? So like they tied Leeds 2-2. There's not anything on their fixtures sheet where you go, yeah, there they are, right? Like that inspired performance against Arsenal at the beginning of the season, like
I think
felt like in the Chelsea game where Mendy bailed out Chelsea. There's you can pick those out on less than one hand. Yeah, and we're halfway through the season.
Yeah, but the other thing is like they got to 23 before 19 games, so they are on the back end, and it's not going to take 40 points to keep you up. 40 points.
No. I'm not saying that they're in danger.
They're not going down. Yeah,
but this is a team that like you could have had, and where are they? 13th, I think.
Yeah,
they're 13th. They were a team that was comfortably, and that it's not to say that there's not, because everything's so tight. But they looked for a while like, oh, we're in the top half to stay.
Nope.
And that was exciting. And they fell off very aggressively. And it makes me sad. But mostly
I think they'll be we'll see. Maybe the passion, maybe Liverpool can bring them back. Maybe they can get in this game early. I don't think Liverpool winning this is a foregone conclusion. If we were still doing our bets, which seemed
We're
like
not.
a million years ago. We need to get back into that.
I don't want to.
You don't actually have to put any money down.
I don't have to put any money more on Brentford. That's for goddamn sure. I'm out.
All right. Wait a minute. And
then the big one on Sunday afternoon. And I is exactly it. I don't know. I've never, even early in the season when we got smoked, I didn't feel as bad as I do now going into a North London derby. I don't know if I ever have necessarily, and I know that that's hyperbole. No. I don't think it's just it's a tumultuous time for Spurs because Conte is he's holding everybody's feet to the fire. He's like, yeah, we need players. We need to sign people, and same old fucking song and dance that. He's not going to get funds and this and that. And he's going to fucking leave in the summer. That's the talking points amongst Tottenham supporters.
Really?
Right? Not like, oh, we're going to fucking smash those Gooners. It's we're going to get killed.
Where's he going to go?
Wherever, on a beach somewhere. He doesn't give a shit. Actually, no. You know where he's going to go? United.
No.
Because they fucked it up the first time. I'm just saying. If he's still under contract with Spurs, and
they can't. Rangnick and Conte are not going together. If Rangnick's going to stick around, or you think
he's not going to stick around.
Oh, you think Rangnick is just going to?
Okay, Spurs make maybe one signing in January, stumble to a 5th or 6th place finish. You can. That's completely plausible, right? In the summer, Conte is going to be like, "Great, okay, it's been a year. Where's my war chest right now?" No, I don't care. Right now. Oh, you don't have it? Ring, ring. Hey, new Mr. Ed Woodward, whoever this guy is, right? Like, I'd like to come coach your team, please. Dude, yeah. They would send the jet, like, they would scramble the chopper immediately and go get him.
Wait, hold on a second. I'm looking at my odds. How are Tottenham favored? They're at plus 150 and Arsenal are plus 195.
Because it's going to be a draw.
That's close.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Spurs are at home. That's fine. And like you said, Arsenal are missing a few.
I got to take it. No, I know they're not going to lose. But Brentford's plus 975.
975? Jesus Christ.
Oh, baby. It's calling me. What am I long shots?
Oh, my God.
Plus 975. Woo! The draw is plus 475. I don't think it's going to be a draw. Either Brentford.
I would do. I mean, if you can get double chance, though, I mean, it's worth $10. Damn it! Here we are again. We're back.
There's nothing else stands out. There's no crazy dogs that I saw there. Although I did see City are a minus 145 favorite. Chelsea plus 425 is juicy.
Interesting.
They should not be that much of a dog.
No, they shouldn't. But well, we have learned nothing from the Champions League final.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I guess like Mendy, I guess Kepa's in goal.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which makes it a little bit
and
weird.
No Mahrez for City. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but City don't need Mahrez.
No,
City
I'm just saying.
Any of the front players, they'd like, oh, we replace him with Grealish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Give me a score prediction for Spurs Arsenal. Give me a score prediction for City Chelsea and then Spurs Arsenal.
City 2-1 against Chelsea.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's if City score in the first 15 minutes,
it could be on. Yeah.
It's over. I don't think City will lose. And then for the North London derby, 2-2 draw, very exciting. Martinelli Martinelli breaks your heart in the 85th minute.
God damn it. If we blow a late lead to Arsenal, you're going to find me pantsless on the freeway. Just like somebody fucking hit me, please.
Listen, it's going to be dramatic. I mean, the thing is I'm
not ready yet.
You have the all-time leading goal scorer in North London derbies on your team.
I know.
He's got
I know.
11 and 14. Mr. Harry Kane, he'll show up. But one of the things I do think about with the youth of Arsenal is they're all like Arsenal through and through. Like this, they know that this game matters, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
it's in all those young dudes' blood. Like Saka and Smith Rowe. Like if Smith Rowe does not start in this game, I don't. It just maybe he shouldn't. I don't know. Maybe you keep him as like a caged animal and you bring him on in the 68th minute and he just runs everything down. You're like, holy shit, where the fuck did this lunatic come from?
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, you sound dejected. You're gonna be up for it by
my head
Sunday.
says 1-1, but my heart says 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal?
Yeah.
In White Hart Lane? No fucking
Yeah.
way. No.
Yeah. And if we'll know very early, if the stadium is loud and it's going, the boys will press on and that'll kind of neutralize Arsenal a little bit. But I do think that they will play much more cohesively. And I'm concerned with the wingers getting behind the wing backs.
Going to crush you. How come you don't have Martin Odegaard?
Yeah.
I feel like those players are everywhere. Why don't you have Emi Buendia? He's gettable. They just fucking threw him out on the bus. Buy him at a cut rate.
We bought 2 players 3 years ago, and they're still talking about it.
Who?
Fucking Ndombele and Lo Celso. Literally. No.
That's right. They're supposed to be in that role by now. Just buy Buendia. Just do anything that's not nothing.
We're not allowed to have nice things. Like this is a self-imposed rule. I'm not kidding. I don't really know how else to explain this.
Maybe you know what Conte is going to do. He's going to push to have Kane sold, and then try and restock with the 100 million, and it'll be AVB.
I mean, that would make sense at this point. If you can have zero money with Kane, or if you can have whatever it's worth. But City's not going to go in for him next year. Where is he going to go at this point?
United is stupid. Still,
probably.
They're still stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, so that's my and City Chelsea. I've got 3-0 to the Sky Blues.
Ooh. You trust my team too much.
I fucking hate Chelsea. I just need to see Chelsea get knocked down a couple of fucking pegs after this last week.
It could happen. The thing is, Tuchel does well against Pep, and Pep tends to do something stupid. At least.
He gets in his
maybe
head
not in the league, but in the cup.
No, well, he gets in his head when people do well against him.
I know, and he starts fucking around.
It was true against Pochettino too.
I can only remember the losses, not any of the wins. Just Rodri, just play that fucking 5, please. You moronic bald-headed genius. Prem sum cum. I'm shutting it down. All right, that was the Squeaky Bum Time Podcast with Mike Salerno and Laurent Cortines. We are the football wing of the Chop Sports Network. We record on Tuesdays and Fridays, so be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss the Wehrmacht coming through your town. And if you're listening on Apple, please review the show because it helps. We're still on 21. I'm not happy about it. Make it happen. Go on.